as Sam gets ready to screen share, I'm going to introduce his wonderful mentor, Kevin Clark, who we're so happy to have with us tonight. Kevin Clark is another man who is truly one of the hardest working men in Hollywood. He is first and foremost founder and president of the Dakar Foundation for the Performing Arts. He's an NAACP award-winning producer of For Love of Liberty. He's forging broad efforts in areas such as broadcast media, urban marketing, content delivery, and business development solutions, working with CAA, ATT, Sony, Wells Fargo, and the US Army. And I know that is to name just a very, very few and a very small percentage of what you do, Kevin. But thank you for being here. And I'm going to hand it over to you to introduce your mentee.
Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. I'm Kevin Clark from the Dakar Foundation and Dakar Interactive. I don't know that much about Sam because we've recently talked and met, but I feel his spirit, and I really believe that he is one of the storytellers who's going to break through. I hope he wins this competition, but I can tell you that he is a person that resonates with people who greenlight projects because he's authentic. He's really researched this because this is a psychophysical correspondence with dance, with hip hop, and all the things that create movement. So this project, I believe, is one that's going to, again, be picked up and developed by one of the streaming companies. And it's probably going to be an international hit because it really, again, uses the two most powerful languages, dance and music. So Sam, break a leg.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate it. Like we are in the dance block of the pitches, and it's a pleasure to go after that great pitch right there. And Kevin, thank you so much for your mentorship. It's meant a lot. Let's see here. So my name is Sam Golzari, and I appreciate the opportunity to share my story and my pitch. So when I was 3 years old, my family escaped from Iran and we came here to the States. And the first thing that I connected to when I arrived here was music and dance, specifically Michael Jackson. I started to learn his moves. My mom made me the gloves that I'm wearing in this picture. I performed on Persian TV, and yes, I knew how to do the moonwalk. From there, my passion for music and dance continued. I trained as a dancer. I'm a musician. I've done musical theater. And I've been following the movement through the years, and I've become really excited and passionate about what's happening right now in the modern hip hop dance scene, specifically in Paris, which has become the hub for some of the best hip hop dancers from Europe and the entire world, where they go to train and compete. And I thought, I would love to see a show about these young people, to give them a platform to tell their stories. So my series is a 1-hour drama in the vein of the FX show Pose, with the tone of 8 Mile and a dash of La La Land. It's called The Terribles, or La Terrible, and it follows a young, naturally talented, but cocky dancer named Rubix, who has been recently kicked out of his older brother's prestigious dance crew. And we follow him as he starts from scratch to build his own crew and find his way in the Paris dance scene. Now, in the pilot, we find Rubix still in his older brother Laurent's dance crew, Le Crew Magnifique, and he's in the midst of a battle. Now, Rubix is losing, and he ends up stealing one of his crewmates' signature dance moves in the hopes of winning. And in doing so, he breaks one of the key rules of the culture, no jacking style. His brother Laurent, having no choice, kicks Rubix out of the crew. And so for the first season, we follow Rubix as he starts his own crew that he names the Terribles. And we watch him as he recruits his own dance members and starts from the bottom, and they work their way through the dance scene. Now, at the same time, there's drama at home. Rubix tries to maintain a relationship with his brother as the season progresses. We also find out that his mom has MS. And so as she's losing mobility, Rubix and Laurent now have to decide how much they want to give of themselves to the dance movement and how much they need to give to take care of their ones that they love. The core of this story is about community and family, and the relationship between Rubix and Laurent is at the center of it. Now, Rubix is a frustrating and inspirational gifted man. He wants to be a star. He's a showboat, but he lacks technique. He thinks he already knows everything. He's driven, but he cuts corners. Laurent, his brother, is a student of the culture, and he honors the fundamentals and the masters that came before him. He tries to make Rubix understand that he needs to slow down and dig deeper. And by the end of the first season, it culminates with them having to go head to head on the dance floor. Now, the first person that Rubix recruits to his crew is Georgie. Now, Georgie is a Muslim immigrant from Algeria. He is an eclectic, quirky, awkward guy who has a very unique sense of style and dance. And as the season progresses, we find out he's actually been living on the streets, that he's been out of the house when his devout Muslim father found out that he was gay. So we follow Georgie as he tries to find a sense of community and purpose, what it means to be young, poor, Muslim, and gay immigrant in modern day Paris. Another member of the crew is Q. She comes from an extremely wealthy and powerful family in Japan who have sent her to Paris to study finance, but her passion is dance. And one night Rubix sees her at one of the clubs that he goes to, and he's just blown away by her talent, and he invites her to the crew and she joins. But she is torn between wanting to dance and at the same time managing the responsibility and the pressure of doing her family's wishings. Now, what makes this story unique is the world that it takes place in. In the West, we have yet to see a modern urban Paris depicted like this for our screens. This vibrant community of French, Middle Eastern, and African diaspora, these are young people on the forefront of style, creativity. Hip hop here has not been commercialized like it has been here. It's still reminiscent of like the New York in the 80s. There's still a love for the culture and the craft. And even though our show takes place in Paris, it's an international cast. So we have some characters speaking French, but when our leads are together, they speak English. Now, one of the key elements when it comes to tone, which is why I brought up La La Land before, is just like in La La Land and in musical theater, where characters will break out into song and dance. The characters in my show also break out, but in dance. And in our show, it's almost like Shakespeare's soliloquies. These are moments where the characters have an opportunity to share either an inner monologue or process something that they're dealing with. Now, the commitment these dancers have to their craft is no different than a ballerina has to theirs. There's endless amounts of stories of sacrifice, success and failure, dancers quitting in their prime, legends never getting their dues. Very few can make a living, but almost everyone dedicates their lives to it. And we've seen reality shows, we've seen dance competitions, but I would love to see a show that really deals with the humanity and soul of these dancers and elevates them in the world view and puts them on a platform they deserve. Thank you.